Hey everyone, I'm Kim Jacobs, the Balance Doctor. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I wanted to take a brief moment to share a few tips on how I keep my sanity. I have 5 children, married for 24 years, and all different hats that I wear, lots of roles and responsibilities. So how do I try to keep things a little balanced without losing my mind? And today I'll share some of those tips with you. They're basic tips that you can apply starting right now. If you go ahead and just implement some of the strategies that I'm sharing with you, it could change your life like literally overnight. One thing that I do is I always schedule all of my children's doctor's appointments on the same day. Because I have bulk children, I actually try to schedule their appointments back to back. So the appointments may start at 2, then 2:30, then 3, then 3:30, then 4, and then guess what? All of the doctor's appointments for that particular time frame are all done. So that way I'm not having to take off every single day to schedule a doctor's appointment, because with children have so many different things happening, it's better to just go ahead and get them all scheduled at one time. So that's a tip that you can implement right away within your household. Another thing that I do is I actually schedule appointments with my children when it's time to review their homework, because people can just, like in my house anyway, can literally inundate me. They can just like get in my space and get in my face and a lot. And it's like, mommy, 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 mommy. I'm like, no, 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 no. Can you hear that I'm actually talking to Jayla right now? Or Jayla, can you hear that I'm actually talking to Jeremiah right now? So what works best for us is I actually schedule appointment times with my children to review their homework, to review any school paperwork that we need to go over, sign paperwork, talk about their day, what things they need me to follow up with teachers on, or what they need from me as a mom or my husband as a dad. So these are things that we do. We just schedule official appointment times with them to be able to go over their homework, their schoolwork, their issues in school, the things that they are very excited about, the things that they're somewhat disgruntled about that's not making them happy. I do that during our scheduled appointment times. Another thing that I do in my household that's been working very well is I actually have a contract that I have my children sign. And not just my children. Sometimes my husband and I will sign a contract. That's something that can work in marriages too. But from a children's perspective, having your children's chores and their daily to-dos and some of their goals regarding their educational goals and what they're looking to accomplish in their life as well, we put all of those things in a contract. And then I have them date and sign it. The reason I do that is because anything that someone signs, guess what? They're more accountable to it, because now guess what? Their signature is on paper. So it's so important to utilize that contract system. And it's a tip that I've always used, and it's worked very well for me and my family. So I've thought about over the years, what are some things that I've done as the Balance Doctor that really does help me keep my sanity, that I could share with you guys that could immediately change some aspects of your life. So I really hope that that's something that is helpful to you. Let me also share with you regarding extracurricular activities. When you have 5 children and people are playing all types of sports, joining after school clubs, you name it, you and your spouse can be all over the place. You go here, you go here, you take this one, you take this one, I'll meet you back here, we'll eat. It's crazy. It's crazy off the chain in my house when it comes to balancing how we're going to manage extracurricular activities. So what we do is we've always played our children up a level. For example, my son Gabriel, when he was here on this earth, he actually had to play up. He was a giant kid anyway, but I actually would play him up onto Ivan's team. That way, when we went to basketball games, we only had 1 basketball game to attend versus 2 in that instance. And then I would have Jayla cheer for Jeremiah's team. Even though she's 9 and he's 12, I would ask the coach, is there a way that if she's going to be a cheerleader, that she can actually cheer for the team that cheers for her brother's team? This eliminates the amount of separation we have as a family, and it also limits the amount of time that we have to officially be split apart all over the place trying to make this thing called life work. So I hope that so far what I'm sharing with you is really helpful tips. Let me talk a little bit about cooking. I do believe you should cook if you desire to cook. I believe you shouldn't cook if you don't desire to cook. I think do whatever works best for your household, and don't worry about trying to mirror your situation with someone else's, because everything that's happening in another household may be disastrous in your home. Let me get a little closer and say that. What works for one house may not work for yours. So don't try to mirror your life after someone else's. Do what works best for you. So if it works best for you to pick up some rice and some seafood and some things to take home for dinner, then do that. If that's what works best for your life. If it works best for you to cook meals every day from scratch, do that. Do whatever is going to make your life easier as you're going through this life, to balance every aspect of it. What I do is I try my very best to cook in the morning before I leave out for work. If I don't cook that morning, most likely I'm not going to get a chance to cook that day because of all of the other things that I have still scheduled. So if I don't cook the morning of, then what I usually do, I'll bring something home, or sometimes my mom will help. She'll cook like some chili or some other stuff to just do a bulk dish, and that's extremely helpful. So if you have someone in your life that can cook some bulk items to help you, then yes, get that help. Get the help. Get the help. There's nothing wrong with help. Get the help. Get the help. Get the help. Do not disregard help. Don't take that for granted. Thank people that help you, because that's a godsend if someone's willing to do that. And then there are times that I just put meals in my crock pot. And that works lovely for me because I don't have to stand there and wait and slave over the stove. I hate stuff like that. So whatever I need to do to make my life easier and not have to spend all of my time in the kitchen, that works for me. Another thing I do in the kitchen is I put the dishes in the dishwasher as I go, because I don't like standing in the kitchen to cook, really being in the kitchen for a long period of time. And I also involve my children. If I've cooked a meal and I've provided what a wonderful experience for you guys, I can just walk away out of the kitchen and leave the kitchen for you guys to figure out as a team how you're going to maneuver to get this kitchen properly cleaned. So that's another thing that I've done that's helped to keep my sanity. Another tip that's been helpful, I'm trying to think of quite a few for you, individualized family plan. The individualized family plan is something that my husband and I do, where every month we sit down and we discuss what it is that we would like to accomplish with each of our children. Each of our children are in different places in their lives. So some of them are excelling in one area, but not in another area. So we identify the area that we feel is a weakness with our individual children. And then we focus as husband and wife on ways, programs, communication strategies, everything that we can do on an individual basis for that particular child to help improve him or her in that particular area. Let me give you an example. Now, of course, I'm not going to, on this video, say the name of any of my children that struggle with a specific area, but say, for example, one of them struggles with confidence. Well, in that particular case, we're going to give more opportunities for that child to utilize his or her skill set to be able to show how confident he or she can be. So we put him or her in instances on purpose throughout the month to help boost his confidence or her confidence. These are things that you can do starting today in your family to be able to make a difference in your life from a keeping your sanity perspective. Now listen, if you don't have my book, Extreme Balance Makeover, make sure you get a copy of it. It will change your life. It is available on Amazon and it's also available on Barnes & Noble. So make sure you get your copy of Extreme Balance Makeover for better life, better solutions, and a better result. If you want better outcome in your overall life, get a copy of Extreme Balance Makeover right on Amazon or on Barnes & Noble, and you will be able to start reading the book right away. And I promise you, you're going to have a good outcome with some great tips in there that can immediately be implemented in your family. Let me think of a couple of other things that I do. Oh, my husband and I, we actually do a big thing called Summer Tour with Mommy and Daddy. Because our children sacrifice a lot throughout the year, because my husband's a pastor and I'm also heavily involved with different television projects and then traveling, doing speaking engagements. So speaking of which, I'll come to your city if you'd like for me to do a session with you and some of your coworkers, or a session with you and some of your church members. And I do balance makeovers for individuals as well. I look at what's going on in their lives and then provide a customized solution for your issues, whatever they may be, because we all have different issues. I customize a solution for you. So because we do so many things throughout the year, during the summertime in particular, my husband and I, we do what's called a summer tour with mommy and daddy. So wherever daddy has to go for his job or wherever mommy has to go for her job, we pack the entire family up, and the other spouse that's not working in that instance stays in the hotel, goes swimming, doing all kinds of fun activities while mommy is doing her work, or while daddy is doing his work. And then that way, at the end of the day, we're back together as a family, versus my husband or me being out of town all the time away from our family. That doesn't work for a family, not mine. So what we do is we do a tour with mommy and daddy. And it's not only during the summer times. Sometimes I'll go to like a women's conference and I already know the dates. We block it out. We take the children out of school and we make sure that the entire family comes. My children and my husband, they're never even seen at the conference. Nobody even knows that they're sitting there. But guess what? I know and they know, and we are having a good family bonding experience at the conclusion of my conference. So I hope that I'm helping you today as I'm sharing some of the tips that I personally use to help keep my sanity. Right now, I think I've shared quite a bit with you. Let me think of anything else that I might want to share. Posting like a menu when you're dealing with a family menu for the week is also something that I do. I put Monday, maybe spaghetti. Tuesday, maybe salmon and jasmine rice. Wednesday, maybe just, okay, we're going to get pizza today. Letting the family know what are your menu items for the week is helpful, because if they don't like something in particular, you could actually say, okay, then you're going to eat a bowl of cereal, or you're going to eat a sandwich, or you're going to fix something that you may just choose to fix yourself. But this is what's being provided for dinner today. So it's just being courteous to your family and giving them some options so that they'll know how to plan as well. If they have a taste for that, or, oh, I really don't have a taste for that, so I'm going to go ahead and do something else myself differently. So I think I've shared as many things that I can share in a quick session with you today. If you tune in and subscribe to my channel, you'll get tips like this all the time. So you don't have to worry. It's like, oh my God, I missed the video. No, share this video with your friends, with your coworkers, with other people that you know would benefit from just basic practical tips that could literally change their lives and give them more time at the end of the day. Who wouldn't appreciate having more time on their hands? The same 24 hours that we're all given in a given day, we can actually squeeze out some more things that we can get accomplished if we use our 24 hours wisely. So, I'm Kim Jacobs, the Balance Doctor, and I am also the Chief Mother Dreamer, and I really, really hope that I've been helpful today to you. I really enjoy serving the entire community in this capacity. Me being your Balance Doctor, I want to bring balance to the world one household at a time, and I am so excited that you tuned in today. You take care of yourself. If you're not receiving emails from me, make sure that you go to thebalancedoctor.tv, the Balance Doctor, and spell doctor out, .tv, and sign up for my email distribution. And you'll receive tips just like these all throughout the week. Take care of yourself and you have a fantastic day.